Yo, good morning wherever you may be. Good afternoon if you are having your lunch break, or good evening if you are driving home from work, winding down, or simply just relaxing. I need for you guys to go ahead and get comfortable, grab your snacks, get cozy, call a friend, light those candles because it is a new episode and a new season of Evolving with Life Coach Jarrell. Yo, what's good? Good afternoon, everybody. I feel like it's afternoon. Yeah, it's 12:41. Today is Sunday, March 22nd. It's March 22nd, 2026, and it is also Self-Care Sunday. So what's up? Happy Self-Care Sunday to all my good people out there. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your Sunday. Hopefully you guys have had a great weekend. If you do hear a little noise outside, it is because I am actually outside. I'm on a walk. I took my camera to take some photos today, and I just want to get out and get some vitamin D to just get out of the house, to release some energy and to get some sunlight and to bathe in the sun and to soak and to feel better, because it's something that I need, right? But before I get into this week's podcast, I want to once again say shout out to all of my evolvers out there. Shout out to all of you guys that follow me, that support my podcast. You guys support the vlog. You guys are supporting everything that I am doing. I do appreciate you guys so much, from the bottom of my heart. Shout out to Riverside and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, again, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and a plethora of other platforms that support and allow me to stream my podcast on their platforms. I thank you guys so much for allowing my voice, my experiences, my opinions, my choices, my advice, my expertise, whatever you want to call it. I thank you guys for allowing me to play across your airwaves. And I also pray that my messages reach the people that they are supposed to reach. I got a little sidetracked because I saw something in my peripheral, and it was I believe it was an egret. It was either an egret or a crane, but it was huge, whatever it was. And I've been doing a lot of research on the shoebill, which is one of my favorite birds. It's probably like one of the largest birds there is, but it's almost extinct. But I just find the shoebill so interesting. It looks so prehistoric and so scary. But yeah, anyway, that's enough about that. But thank you guys so much for supporting. So I wanted to come to you guys today and talk about taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself. If you follow my podcast, this may sound familiar. It may sound like something that's already known, right? Or that you may have heard. But sometimes it's okay to hear the same message, but just sometimes in a different way and then in a different season of your life. So I want to talk about, once again, taking care of yourself. And I'm going to be 100% vulnerable in my in this podcast episode. This has been a rough, maybe it's been like a rough week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I'll say, for me personally. And that is just because of a few things that I have become aware with when it comes down to me. And this is about accountability, right? This is about my accountability, my awareness, and the apologies that I owe to myself, right? Nobody owes me anything. I want to make that 100% clear, right? So I had some real uncomfortable conversations this week. around the board. And a lot of those uncomfortable conversations centered around support, what I need, or what I needed, how I showed up for people, and the things that I did when showing up, things like, initiative and going above and beyond, and not waiting for someone to say I need, but me just rather stepping in and saying, hey, I got you. And I want to make that clear. And then my actions adding up with that. I realized this week that I have spent many years doing and showing up simply because that's just who I am, right? And I don't take anything back. I don't regret anything. Helping people, I do that. There have been times where if I was in a management position, if I knew someone needed a job, I got them a job. If there was someone that was having issues and problems on the job and there was some stuff going on behind the scenes and they were afraid that they were going to lose their job due to lack of transportation, I'd pick them up from work and take them home. If it was due to them needing more money and not having enough shifts, I found a way to give them more shifts to get more money. If it was them going through something personal in their life and them just needing an ear, I lended my ear. And when they allowed me to give them support as well as advice, I did those things. And that's just who I am. I grew up saying that, My dad's a pastor and a preacher. I've seen my dad help people my whole entire life. And so, yeah, that's what I did. I've done so much for people and I've never regretted it. And at my big, strong age of 40, I felt myself over the last couple of weeks, and really, I can't even say over the last couple of weeks, because it's really been for a good little minute. I found myself going through really, really, really itty bitty things. And I do mean itty bitty things, and expecting people who say that they love me, people that say that they support me, people that say that they would do anything for me. I've sat back and I watched people knowingly know that I may be going through something or something may be a little bit off. And I've sat back and watched them wait for me to ask them for help. I've watched them listen to me say what's going on just for them to say, dang, that's messed up. Or, oh, I didn't know, but never stepping in and say, what can I do to fix this? What do you need? Anything you want, anything you need, I got you because you've been there for me, right? So it is a huge part of me, once again, expecting me from other people. And I can say from the moment that I've kind of, in a sense, been a little independent out on my own and being able to make my own choices and decisions, that is what it's been. So I'm going to say from the age of 18 all the way until now, and I'm 40. So I can honestly say that for 22 years, I have gone above and beyond for people because I wanted to, and I had a responsibility to help. And for 22 years, I have burned myself out. I have tired myself out. I have been hurt. I've been ignored. I have been left to feel unappreciated. What's another word? Used, abused, not physically. Ain't nobody put their hands on me. I'd be in jail if it was something like that, right? But abused, lied to, mishandled, fumbled, manipulated. That's another one. Discarded. I think that's a really good one. Discarded. In many situations and many times in my life. And a huge part of it definitely stems from my childhood, right? Because anytime you notice things that are really, really familiar, you have to do the roadmap work, right? You got to trace back to, when did I first feel this? Where does this most feel familiar? How many times have I seen this, and where have I seen it, and who did I see it from? And in my case, it was from my parents, you know, not saying that they're horrible people, but I didn't grow up in a household where emotional support was really available. It's very hard. Like, you go out in the world, you work, you do this, you do that, you do that, you treat people good. You see, I grew up in a household where we were taught to serve more, to be of service, give, 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 do, show up, show up, show up, show up, sacrifice, 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 sacrifice. Put your feelings in the back pocket. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. You do what you're supposed to do. So I grew up in a household like that, and that is how I've been operating and functioning my whole entire life. What I have come to realize at my big grown age of 40 is that that energy does not work for me. That energy does not work for me at the age of 40. It just doesn't. And for me, getting ready to turn 41 in a few days, because my birthday is March the 30th. Shout out to me for my birthday. I'm realizing that I can no longer operate in that type of energy. I didn't know that people didn't live by the code of do unto others as you would have them do unto you, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated. But I was looking at, if there's an echo, it's because I'm walking through kind of like this little tunnel thingy, so my bad on that. But what I realized was that I was treating people the way that I wanted to be treated. I really was, you know, showing up, giving, loving, helping. You know, anytime anybody got an issue or a problem, they need to talk, is very much so call Jarrell. Anytime somebody can't mentally get out of their head about something, they're struggling with something, stressed about something, who do you call? Call Jarrell. Anytime you got an idea for a business or something like that, or you need to figure out how to just figure anything out, call Jarrell. You in a bind and you need to borrow some money and you will give it back when you get paid, call Jarrell. You know, you coming in town, but you don't have money for a hotel. You don't have money for food. Call Jarrell. Jarrell will let you stay. And it's like, I've just always been the person of like, call Jarrell. And it really makes me, or puts me in the mindset of, for anybody that watched Scandal or How to Get Away with Murder, a huge part of me felt like Olivia Pope. If you ran into an issue and you ran into a problem, call Jarrell. And when you call Jarrell, it's handled. And I allowed, once again, I ain't blaming nobody else. I'm not making anybody the issue and the problem. This is all me. Once again, I personally just got accustomed to showing up and helping people because I was able to put my emotions and my thought process of whatever it was that they were going through or that was happening for them. I was able to throw all of that away to realize somebody is in need and they may not have others that can help them in a way that I can. So it's my job and my responsibility to be of service. And that is what I did. And, you know, it's just kind of one of those things, like me personally. You're just going to hear this again. I started to feel really, really, really empty. I started realizing that I didn't have a lot to give. I started to realize that as long as you give to people, they will absolutely take. And until you call them out on their ways, it really won't stop. And I realized with me choosing to choose myself by saying, hey, this is bothering me, or setting a boundary, or me saying, I don't think that was right of how you did this, how you said this, how you handled that, or maybe you took something that I said when I was, you know, clear and concise. You know, I've told you my boundaries. I've said, hey, I don't like this. Hey, stop doing this. I've said, I need more of this. I need more of that, you know, or I'm one of those people. I am an over explainer because I have always been, in my eyes, misunderstood my whole entire life. So I've learned how to adapt by just staying away and staying by myself, because the smallest and simplest things people overcomplicate. You know, if I say, hey, I'd really love a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on white bread, crunchy peanut butter, and strawberry jelly. I just gave you a clear, concise order of how I would like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I didn't leave anything out. I told you exactly what I wanted. What people will do is say, well, why do you feel like you need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And like you said, white bread, but you do know that white bread is not healthy for you. You should really be eating it on wheat. And you said strawberry jelly, but I don't like strawberry jelly. I like grape jelly because grape jelly is this, and crunchy peanut butter, it gets stuck in my teeth. So me personally, I don't like, crunchy peanut butter. I just prefer smooth peanut butter. So I feel like, I'll get it for you. And it's like, I didn't ask you for all of that. I didn't ask you to make it about you. I didn't ask you to tell me what you liked. And all I was looking for was a simple, okay, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, white bread, crunchy peanut butter, strawberry jelly. You want anything else with that? You want any like milk or any juice or a bag of chips, anything? That's all I'm looking for. That's all I need. I just need the, hey, I got it. And let me offer a little bit more. Anything else I can get you. And then on the back of that, maybe just a, hey, don't worry about it. I got it. I'll pay for it. You good for it. Just some level of consideration, right? And it's like, for me, I can't get that from people. I can't get the smallest and the most simple things from people that claim that they love me and that they support me and that they see me and that they hear me. It just goes in one ear and it goes out the other. So for me, I had to do a little bit more research because I went back and, I'm very big on attachment styles. And I realized that I had a secure attachment style. And with my secure attachment style, people that are secure, they know exactly what they're looking for. They know exactly what they want. They know exactly how to say it. They can explain themselves very clear. They know how to not work in their emotions and in their feelings. And they can see any type of situation in anyone else and be able to handle it, be able to hold space, hold conversations, and offer any type of support. That is what comes with a secure attachment style. And I see that I have, for a long time, run across people that have dismissive attachment styles where, try to hold them accountable, try to tell them ways and things that don't make you feel good. And so they just dismiss you. Avoidance. And those are going to be those people when you hold them accountable or something is off and they can feel it, rather than them leaning into whatever that issue or that problem may be for better understanding. They just slowly drift away. They avoid conversations, avoid people. Here's another bigger one. They avoid accountability. And so by them avoiding accountability, that lets me know that they've already avoided awareness. Therefore, they can't even give an apology. So they just stay away. And that's not healthy. And especially for someone like me, I want to know if I did something to you. I want to be able to hold myself accountable, because one thing I never want to do is hurt someone. So if you can really come to me and tell me something that I did, and you can support that, right? Not just throwing something out there because you want to have something to say, but if you can support it. And sometimes I've been so good lately where when I notice that I say something or I do something and it's not right, it's not in a loving way, it's not kind. How you doing? It's not loving. I quickly will either call and say, hey, I need to apologize for something I just said or something I just did. Or, if I'm with that person, I say, hey, my bad. I was completely out of pocket. I was wrong. That was passive aggressive. I should not have done that. Like, see, I have that awareness. And when I have that awareness, I can hold myself accountable. And then when I hold myself accountable, I can give a proper apology. And I realize that there's a lot of people in the world, they can always say, well, I hold myself accountable and I'm sorry. But it's like, you don't know what you're holding yourself accountable for, because you really don't know what you've done, because you think you've not done anything. You lack awareness, right? So with the other one is the anxious attachment style. And that anxious attachment style is going to be that person that's always in their head. They have those abandonment issues. They feel like someone's going to leave them. So they're always like stressed out. They're always worried about something. It's always this, it's always that. And I feel like for me, that is an attachment style that just doesn't work for me. I don't really like it. It doesn't go well with my energy. Doesn't mean that people are bad people. Very beautiful people, right? It just means that I can't communicate or show up loving and peacefully and energetically and full in those encounters, because those encounters drain me. They're very draining. They're very, very, very draining. And when you add being drained by that on top of other things that people do, or in other ways that people show up in your life, you mix all of that together, you have many, many, many sources pulling, or many, many outlets pulling from one source. And when I have nothing left, and this is what I realized actually about a couple of days ago, I realized that I absolutely have no one to pour into me. I have no one who can plug into me to help me to refuel or to recharge. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have friends. No, because I do have some people, right, that I am building community with, that I'm building friendships with. But I've always been the type of person, I'm looking for my friendships of people that I've been knowing for 3, 4, 5 years, all the way up into 20 years. I've always looked for those people to be the ones to fill me up and to recharge me and to check on me and make sure I'm good and to support me and to love me and to say, hey, let me take this out for you. Let me do something for you. Let me show up for you. Hey, I've been noticing X, Y, and Z, and I want to do something nice and kind for me. Hey, tell me what you need. And I just realized over the last couple of years, and especially even just a couple of days ago, that I don't even have people that pay enough attention to me to notice things. And if they do notice things, they have to sit back and wait for me to give them instructions on how to show up for me. And for me, if you've been sitting around me for more than a year, especially, if you've been sitting around me for more than a year, and you've seen how I've shown up for you and other people, and you've not picked up the tools and picked up common sense, I'm just going to say it, and to say, hey, you know what? If the shoe was on the other foot, I know Jarrell would do X, Y, and Z. Let me spring into action. If that has not like clicked in your mind at this point in time, I'm just sorry. I don't have the energy to teach you that. You've just been sitting around me and you've been taking. You've been taking and taking and taking and receiving because I've chosen to give it. And, that's my stuff, right? That's my awareness. That is my accountability. And I owe myself I owe myself a huge apology, because I really was expecting me from other people when people were really giving me how they treat themselves and how they treat others. That's the real deep reality of it. People were only treating me like they treat themselves and like they treat other people and like people treat them. People use them, people take from them, people expect from them, people take, and then they vanish. People lie to them, people steal from them. So they're like, well, you know what? If people are going to do this to me, I'm going to do this to people. And then what happens is they took that energy and they gave it to me. And it's like, I didn't give you that. So once again, holding myself accountable, I'm just simply saying, I don't have to accept that anymore. And I no longer need that anymore. Where I am in my life, I only desire to be around people who can easily reciprocate the energy that I show and give them freely. I'm not saying if I go buy you a hamburger, fries, and a drink, you got to go buy me a hamburger, fries, and drink. No. It's not what I'm saying. Because before I buy you the hamburger, fries, and drinks, I have a level of thought, kindness. I have a level of compassion. I'm connected to you. And I choose to do those things, or I can think about doing those things because I'm just aware. I'm just a thoughtful person. And what I realize is there's just a lot of people, they are not thoughtful. You know, a friend can be on the phone with me and be like, oh, I went to the airport and I got some, I can't remember the name of the popcorn that's from Chicago that everybody likes. I think it starts with the G. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. But if someone says, oh, I went to Chicago and this popcorn was so good, I wish I would have got more because I ran out. I'm the type of person I'll instantly get on Amazon and I'd be like, oh, what flavor popcorn was it? Like, do they have many ones? Or like, what was the favorite one that you have? I'd get on Amazon and get online and find the company and I would go order that popcorn and surprise it to one of my friends or someone that I love to say, hey, I heard you. And I heard the excitement in your voice of how that meant to you and that experience was. So I want you to have that experience again. That's how I move. That's how I think. I don't have to wait for people to say, could you surprise me with the popcorn that I've been talking about for weeks that makes me happy? Could you surprise me with that so that I can feel good? No, I always want people around me in this space and in this energy of always feeling good. We have enough bad in the world. We have enough craziness in the world. So if I can do my part in helping you feel good, and sometimes it's not always about gifts. It's always not about monetary things, right? It's like, hey, let's just get out and go for a walk. Let's just sit out and talk. Hey, let's maybe get together and like maybe go on a picnic or just something. Let's just chill. You know, that's the type of stuff that I'm looking for and that I need when it comes down to interactions with people. One thing about me, I am always clear. I am always concise about anything that I tell you. You know, I'm not one of those people where I speak in circles or I speak in subliminals. Never been that type of person. Not gonna start, you know? So moving forward, I've had to understand and I've had to start doing the process of tearing some things down. And those things are telling myself and understanding that, Jarrell, you are not a complicated person. Jarrell, you are not a complicated person. It's really that simple. Jarrell, you are not hard to please. You are not hard to love. You are not hard to support. You have just attached yourself to people out of trauma who show you remnants of how you grew up. It doesn't make them bad people. It just means that my energy attracted them to me and I accepted them because, once again, for 22 years, pouring is all I've ever known how to do. And see, sometimes when people are able to give like a little bit, they can support a little bit, they can show up just a little bit, or they can do like the bare minimum. What I'm accustomed to doing is taking that bare minimum and saying, okay, I'll take that. And then I take my own energy and I add it to that to make it even. But in reality, it's like I'm giving what I don't have for me. So really what you're giving is just not enough. It's not enough. And I don't think that I've ever allowed myself to say, I need to feel what it's like to be supported. I really want to feel what people feel when I do and show up for them. I want to know what that feels like, because I know how people smile and light up and how they just soak up all of the great things that I say to them when I'm pointing out beautiful and amazing things that they're doing, right? I know how that makes them feel, but I rarely know what that feels like because people don't do that to me and for me. So I'm just used to, oh man, that's good. Oh, bro, that's what's up, bro. I'm proud of you. I'm just used to that. I'm not used to the, you just don't stop. Like, bro, you kill everything you do. Like, hey, you know what? You've been going hard on your vlog. You've been going hard on your podcast. You've been filming your content, editing your content, pushing out your content, sharing your content. Man, you are a one-man machine. Let me do something good for you, man. I'm going to Apple Pay you, Cash App you $40, $50, man. I want you to treat yourself to some dinner. I want you to treat yourself to some lunch. Man, I know you like Chipotle or something like that. Man, I want you to do something real good and do something real kind for yourself. I know you love Self-Care Sunday. So, man, I got you a Self-Care Sunday mug made. I know you always wear that other Self-Care Sunday hoodie, but, man, I've reached out to somebody, and, man, I got you a new Self-Care Sunday hoodie coming. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just little stuff like that. See, those are the things that would make me happy. See, I'm not around here asking for Chanel bags. I'm not asking for $100 and $200 bottles of perfume and cologne. I'm not asking for that stuff. I'm not asking for a surprise party to be thrown for me in my favor and in my honor. No. I'm just saying, treat me like I treat you, man. That ain't hard, you know? And I always say, for the people that have been around me, that have not shown up for me in the way that you should have or you could have, I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. I really do love you. I really do wish you the best. You just can't be around me anymore. I can't allow myself to allow you to take and drain. Now, for people that have come around me and you have intentionally wore a mask and portrayed to be one thing that you're not, just so that you could soak up, eat up, steal up, benefit, steal, try to rebrand and try to make something mine and try to make it yours, for those people, unfortunately, you got to get back what you put out. You got to get that karma. You got to get that wrath. And when it comes your way, I won't be there to help you. I won't be there to call it off. I won't be there to save you, because you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to show up that way. You didn't have to pretend, because I never did those things with you, you know? And one thing that I'm learning, sometimes in dating and sometimes in friendships, because I've done it in both. Sometimes people have apologized and I've taken people back and it's never been the same. Sometimes people have just done things and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. But see, I'm in this season now where there is no second guessing. There is no, let me think about it. There is no, well, let's take things slow. Like, no, if I have detached myself away from you, this is it. This is it. There is no more. The well then ran dry, and I've given you ample opportunities to show up for me. I've given you the blueprint. I've given you the syllabus. I've given you the thesis statement. I've given you the dissertation. I've given you the 5-paragraph essay with the thesis statement. I've given you everything that you need or have needed to show up for me in the way that I've asked you to. And it's okay, because I realize that you just can't. But there will also come a time where you'll be like, okay, I can now. And that's okay. But even when you can, I'm not interested. You know, so this is my era and my message to everybody, to focus on you. You no longer have to be the Olivia Pope or the Annalise Keating or the Gladiator fixing everybody else's stuff. You don't have to be the person that's always the bank. You don't have to be everybody's life coach, everybody's therapist, everybody's psychologist. You don't have to be. You've done it enough. Because when you need, there's no one there to show up for you. There's no one there to provide. And that surface level of giving and showing up that they offer, it doesn't help or fix the issue and the problem that you have going on. So it just lets you know that sometimes we're just unequally yoked, and that's okay. But we have to have the awareness, and we have to take accountability. We have to apologize, and we have to take actions to move forward. So once again, I just wanted to share that with you guys, because remember, this is the locked in era. This is all about locking in to yourself, locking in to people and things around you, locking into your energy, your peace, you know, because that's what the biggest thing is. It is about peace. You know, at my age, like, I'm not interested in my peace being interrupted. Peace is very important to me. And people have no problems interrupting your peace just to get a piece of your peace. And then that's how you end up visiting and seeing your PCP. I kind of rhymed a little bit. I kind of spit some bars, right? But once again, we locked in this season. I hope you guys have been enjoying this podcast season of Evolving with Life Coach Jarrell Locked In series. I also hope that you guys have been enjoying the vlog series. If you are new to my podcast channel, please, please, please go over to YouTube and type in Evolving with Jarrell, Jarell. I have a YouTube channel where I do a weekly vlog of my life. So if you guys want to see the man behind the podcast segments and behind the gems and the jewels, you guys can click that subscribe button and become a part of my team. And not only are you an evolver with the podcast, but you are an evolver with the vlog. So I'd really love your support if you choose to support, because now I understand then you don't owe me that, right? It's your choice. But I'm not going to stop showing up for myself, because this vlog and this podcast is a representation of me. It's how I grow. It's how I evolve. It's how I, express myself. And those are beautiful things. So once again, I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. And I will catch you guys on the next episode of Evolving with Life Coach Jarrell. Thank you guys once again for tuning into Evolving with Life Coach Jarrell. Continue to support the page, and I hope that this podcast continues to help you in your everyday life. Now, if some of you guys are looking for individual coaching and you are looking for some help to break a lot of those large goals down into small goals, if you need help in confidence building, self-esteem, utilizing your yes, and breaking those boundaries and even childhood trauma, if that's you, I encourage you to visit my website for my life coaching purposes and needs. You can visit that website at www.trustjarrell.com for all of your life coaching purposes and needs. And I will be 100% honest. I'd be honored to work with you.